Hello, everybody, and happy Thursday. I have a little audience right now. Normally, I make my videos without anyone in the room, but my son and my daughter are sitting looking at me right now. They're busy doing something, but yeah, they're I guess I don't know what name to say this or call it, so I'm just gonna let it flow like I normally do. I wanted to say is when sometimes we want to make a decision on something. And I know that I'm somebody, not so much anymore, but I want to say before I was somebody that had a very difficult time making a decision. I was always very concerned about how my decisions were going to affect those around me or my environment. And it's not that I don't feel that way anymore, but I used to tend to ask for opinions. And even though I knew kind of like what I wanted to do, I would never really do it because I was more concerned about getting like the point of view from somebody else and then kind of like talking myself out of doing what I thought I should do and just going with what somebody else did because I felt like I didn't want to be responsible over whatever came from making my own choice. I hope that makes sense. So what I want to tell you guys is I want to encourage whoever's watching this video to work on making decisions on your own and with yourself. Have an internal conversation, and I'm talking about anything, not only decisions, but I guess living your life with making choices by yourself, with yourself, rather than being too concerned about the outside. And it might sound very selfish, and that's where I kind of have a hard time sometimes talking about this stuff, because I feel like if the person listening to these videos doesn't have a good sense of discernment, or like they don't really, they don't get what I'm trying to explain, they can take it very literal. And then it can come off as like, oh, well, Marbella said this, or, not that I'm saying that anyone's doing what I'm telling them to do, but at the end of the day, I am posting this video out into the social media world. And so eventually it'll hit to, I don't know, more people. So then I, in a way, it's like I have to be careful with what I say. But what I'm trying to say without it, and I'm not talking like in a selfish way, is, when you want to decide something, when you want to do something, when you want to act on something, when you just want to do life the way you want to do life, there's an easy way to distinguish when you're doing it in a selfish way and when you're doing it in a good way. So we all have that little thing called, the good angel and the bad angel. You can name it or call it whatever you want. But ultimately, that's your conscience, I believe. And so when you're making a choice, when you're trying to decide on what route to go in life, you will for sure know if you're making the right choice, even though someone around you might not agree with the choice that you're making. And the thing about that is there's like 8 billion people, right? Or something like that in the world. And so I truly, genuinely believe that we're all here to walk. We're all supposed to, walk around each other. But we're all here to walk different paths. So even though, I see things in one way and I'm walking my path this way, the person next to me doesn't have to walk that same path. So that means that their decisions and what they do with their life doesn't have to be exactly how I'm choosing to do it. And even if it doesn't make sense to me, it might make sense to them, because their purpose and the reason why they're walking that way is for a completely different reason. So anyways, let me pause it really quick because I have a visitor. Okay, I'm back. So I don't really know where I left off, but what I was basically trying to say is that when making decisions, when trying to I guess yeah, make decisions or kind of figure things out related to you, and you know the answer to all of those questions more than anybody around you, more than and I'm talking like as an adult, you know, more than like your parents, more than like your sisters, more than your brothers, than your partner, you know. Sometimes what you ask someone of an opinion, or when you try to get an opinion from someone and you say, hey, you know, what do you think about this? What do you think I should do? They're going to give you what they think you should do. You're going to listen to that and you're going to instantly know if that's something that you actually should or shouldn't do. And you're going to know if what you want to do is the opposite of that. And if you feel confident about your choice and you feel I guess confident about your choice, then you're going to know that not doing what this other person suggests is ideal for you. It might not make sense for them, and it might not seem like the logical thing, but it's okay, because when you're making choices out of good, with good intentions, you won't be guided in the wrong direction. I truly believe that when you're doing things from a good place, you are not going to be guided in the wrong direction. There's no way. And the best way to know when you're doing something from a good place in your heart is when you do something and you feel like like a warm breeze in a beautiful summer day, you know, like it feels good. And when you're doing something that isn't right and not coming from a good place, you will automatically get that like not so good feeling. And I know that, you know, whoever's watching this, I know that you guys all know what that feeling feels like. It doesn't feel good. I've been there many times in the past, and I'm not saying I'm perfect now, but because I try to live my life, not for myself, but trying to make sure that I walk my path, I feel like I'm more productive to those around me, because I'm being more genuine. And it might not make sense to other people, but it's okay. It's not supposed to. It's supposed to make sense to you. And I really feel that when making decisions in life, difficult decisions, you are the only one that knows the right answer. It's within you. You will feel it, and it won't guide you in the wrong direction, because you will know if you made the wrong choice. It will feel bad. It will feel nasty. You won't feel good about yourself. You'll feel in a low state of mind thinking. It'll be, you know, like a black cloud over you. When you make choices that are for good, decisions that are based on walking what is your, you know, true direction, then you're going to feel light. It's going to feel beautiful, like you have sun and butterflies and all that stuff around you, and you're just going to feel good. So you know when you're doing something out of good or out of bad. The same way you know when you're making a decision for good or for bad. And at that instant moment that you're making those choices, it might not make sense to you even at that moment. Like, why did I do this? Why did I decide to say this? Why did I decide to do this? Why did I, you know, act this way? It won't make sense because it'll probably be out of character. However, your internal voice is trying to guide you in the right direction, even though it doesn't make sense, because you're not used to listening to that internal voice, the real internal voice. So anyways, I hope this made sense. The video's going on 11 minutes. I'm probably going to have to edit some of this, but that's all I wanted to talk about in as short of a period of time as I can. And I probably left out a lot of information. So I'm going to cut it now because I have my little one staring at me, and I need to get my workout in, which I very, very much encourage everybody to do some sort of physical exercise every day if possible, if not 3 to 5 times a week for 10 minutes. And so it's not only good for your body, it's good for your mind. It's just good for your health in general. So, you know, get up and move if you can, even if it's in place. So I'm going to let you guys go, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.